What's up, YouTube? This is your bud Dan, Neo Mustangs. This is going to be part 3. We haven't really done a whole lot, but I'm going to show you guys some of the things we have done. We did get this parts car. Like I said, there's a lot of parts in this car that we're actually going to go ahead and swap over to our budget build Sonic Blue, GT here. And I'm just going to go ahead and name them off real quick. You know, we took the tank out. Okay, I got this new strainer. Got to put the new strainer in. Always recommended. We went through this tank. I know the sending unit worked because this car actually ran and drove. So I pulled the pump out because I wanted to make sure that the pump was good. Let's go over here and check this pump out. It ended up being a aftermarket Walbro GSS 242. And you can tell that the pump had been changed at some point because look at this hodgepodge of wires there. I mean, come on, bro. So I gotta mess with that and fix that a little bit and make sure my connections are good. And I'm gonna clean it up a little bit more. And then we're gonna put it in the tank because I want to put the tank in the car today. We went over the tank. We ground it down real good. And we hit it with semi-gloss Rust-Oleum. Same stuff that we're using underneath the car. So this stuff's gonna keep the weather out pretty good, even if it's driven in the rain. This is gonna be a daily driver, so like we don't really care too much about rain, you know, but snow, you know, you shouldn't be driving these cars with snow anyways. But here we go. Cleaned up some nice straps for the tank. We actually cleaned up the plastic protective. I can't seem to see where it's at right now. But anyways, we went ahead and installed this whole axle. We actually are going to probably cut a coil. I always cut a coil off GT springs. I think factory GT springs are some of the best springs that you can use. I've been using them on my black car here, you know, cutting mid 130s for a long time. And, you know, this is a street car. So, I mean, you don't need lowering springs. You can really cut your own factory springs and get the height you want. Or you can buy like an aftermarket, like the lower control arms are in my black car here. I actually have the adjustable ones now, so it's kind of neat. But I can almost guarantee I'm about to cut at least a coil out of that to get that stance that I want out of front and rear. Anyways, we went ahead and we put the shocks in and the rear sway bar, as you can see. We filled the diff, everything's good. Checked the brakes, put new master cylinder and studs in there. Our wheel cylinders and studs, put the lower control arms on. It all looks really good right now. So today, like I said, I'm going to just go ahead and stick the tank in there. Try to get that all nice, set, pretty. You know, we actually rebuilt the harness too that was to that. We got a saline wing here. This is the saline wing that's going to go on the back. Now, naturally, that's not the right color, but we need to refit it anyways because we're going to have this painted and the gas door. Because you can see the gas door is missing. It had a lot of bubbling and stuff on it. It wasn't rotted, it just was painted like shit. So I'm gonna go over here and show you again the parts car. As you can see that we took the BBK SSI intake off. That's not a very good intake anyways. But we're gonna go ahead and get the power steering relocate, the kit that actually bolts to the head, and we're gonna get rid of this jazz right there and the tensioner and all and run a turnbuckle. You can see this motor had roller rockers in it, which leads me to believe that the guy wasn't lying. Pretty sure this has got cam in it. And of course you can see it's got GT40 P heads and what looks like, you know, GT40 clearance headers. Knowing GT40 and doing several videos of it, you can see, I don't know what brand these headers are because I know I'm going to be asked that, but they clear P heads very well. Especially right here at number 6, because number 6 is always the one that's an ass, and I think number 3, if I remember correctly from my other videos. Yeah, usually number 3 usually gets close. So these headers are really cool. So I may end up selling these headers because I have long tubes, and I also am thinking about running a turbo kit on this car. So again, you know, little baby steps, but you know, putting this stuff all together, we get this car in a roller form, we can get this engine in it. This engine ran really good, and I don't see any need to actually rebuild it. So let me show you the intake that I want to use. as we're closing in on 5 minutes. I'm trying to keep the videos sort of short-ish. You know, I'd like to have them at 10, but that's okay. Sorry about that. We're going to be using this GT40 intake. Now this one's been ported slightly. And the reason why I'm going to use this is because we actually fixed and welded this, but you know, I can't really sell this to anybody, but I know this works really good. I've used this for a whole year on my nitrous build and it worked flawlessly. So I got my my T5 that we're going to be rebuilding soon. And it is in parts over here. You can see over here on the bench. I'm going to rebuild a nice T5. I got everything laid out. Like I said, I apologize about the mess, guys. I got everything laid out here. I got rebuild kits. This is my, that's how many times I've rebuilt T5s. That thing is full of rebuild pieces and then used stuff. So, you know, once again, you know, we're going to keep working hard. I look to probably have this car running hopefully by the end of March. I don't know if we're going to be driving it or if we're going to be selling it, but it looks really good. And I think that's about it for now. Stay tuned.